I think people see me as a very one-dimensional character on something like Strictly Come Dancing, where I don't get more than 10 seconds to actually say what I think about a dance routine. But, never is the question sort of ever asked, oh, Craig, what were you like when you were dancing? Or, there's never that sort of dialogue. So I just come across as this hard-ass bitch of theatre and television, which is actually not entirely true, because I do love, I do embrace, and I do care for the industry. And and I think it's because of that passion that I have for not only theatre but dance itself that I'm so hard on the contestants on Strictly Come Dancing. It'd be more for me if I didn't tell the truth and I wasn't honest to people. I mean, if you get a celebrity in front of you, the poor things, they're trying to do this dance that they've never been trained to do, and you've got to feel sorry for them, but you've also got to be professional and say, darling, that really wasn't quite right because, and you've got to tell them the reason why it wasn't right. I tried to approach Jan Ravens once and got belted up by her husband, so hello.
You can't win.
No, I can't win. I'm either booed for being fabulous or booed for being horrible. I don't worry about that anymore. I think that's just part and parcel of the job, really, of judging, isn't it? Judges are always going to be judged. And I'll always be judged as a director and a choreographer, because I have a lot of theatre critics out there that I love or hate, anything we do. We've been very lucky that, they've loved and appreciated what we're trying to do here at the Watermill, which I appreciate, which is great, And it's not a big old love fest. We have our moments of disaster, but we also, really love each other and work as a company. And I think that is the most important thing. I've been very fortunate to bring Spend here, and that was something that I was nominated for Olivier Award for Best Choreography 10 years ago in the West End, and then I brought it here as a director, and I changed it sort of mildly, well, a lot actually. I reduced it, put like drag bunny girls in, so all the bunny boys had to be bunny girls as well, which was great because we're sort of using, I suppose, if you like, our resources, because we only have 12 in the company, and these big musicals that I tend to do here at the Watermill require 25 people, and we reduce them to 12, and then of course everyone has to double up, so that's great fun though to work with. And so when I told all the boys on the first day, you're going to be bunny girls, they were absolutely delighted. You know what, they couldn't wait to get their 6-inch black stilettos on. It was unbelievable. I thought they'd hate me for it, but they loved it. Sunset Boulevard, it's regarded as an Andrew Lloyd Webber epic sort of piece, and no one can imagine that could be done by 12 people in literally 2-foot square. West End, when it was first done, it had this elaborate staircase where, I don't know, probably about, 250 million pounds or something. I mean, it was enormous, really. And we reduced it to a little spiral staircase covered in cobwebs. And it was sort of quite sad, actually. And I think the story is of Norma Desmond. And that's why I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful to set it sort of in the Hammer House of Horrors, where everything's covered in cobwebs and everything's small. It's not big like it used to be. And it was a huge success, and it touched actually the hearts and minds of the nation that saw it. The Mikado I know and love, it's GNS, Gilbert and Sullivan, which I adore. There's so HMS Pinafore. I mean, there's all of those wonderful, wonderful pastiche sort of operettas around. Gilbert and Sullivan are masters at them. When the Hot Mikado came out, I was delighted because it was taking a very old, what I considered old-fashioned sort of operetta, and then turning it into this vampy sort of hot, sexy, swingy, rhythm and blues, Kill Bill slash, crazy, absurdist musical, and I couldn't wait to do it, and I wanted to do it somewhere bizarre, and what better place than the Watermill. I had an opportunity to do it 3 years ago here to great success, but I didn't really know what I was doing back then, actually, because it was my first ever sort of actor muso. So I was always saying, ooh, oh, there's a saxophone and a trumpet in the space. It's all looking cluttered and horrible. But then I got used to using the instruments actually as a vehicle to tell the story. And once I got my head around that, then I had so much fun with it. And this time round, I've been very, very lucky. I've had the most exciting company I've ever worked with, ever. Everyone has their weaknesses, as we all have as human beings. You know, we've all got our strengths and weaknesses. And the beauty about this company is just the way they've sort of, collided like this together and become one has been extraordinary. All the actor musicians that we have are either musos by trade or actors by trade or tap dancers by trade or kickball changers by trade. It's amazing. But mainly they've all had experience doing absolutely everything. There's a girl in the show who is literally 6 foot tall, who has to wear this pink sort of all-in-one plastic diva outfit. She has to play the clarinet. She has to kick a leg up here. She has to drop into splits. She has to do Kill Bill routines with samurai swords. And she also has to have a diva vocal. I sit in the audience just literally tears of laughter, not only for the beauty of the piece, but the way they portray the characters.